Recently, Shiba Inu has been receiving a lot of attention. Insiders have recently disclosed a significant leak. It seems like Shiba Inu may start removing a few zeros in the near future. And now comes the most bizarre part. The Shiba Inu team has in fact verified this information. It is truly going to happen in days to come. What exactly is going on, and why is it so highly probable that this will take place? Please allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. The Shiba Inu Society had a day that was just crazy. At this very moment, the atmosphere is electrifying due to the fact that Shiba Inu is making a significant return. After experiencing a decline over the course of the previous 24 hours, it is now making its way back up, compensating for the losses and much more. It's almost as if it went ahead and brushed off the dust and said, "Not today." However, here is the actual game changer. There is a significant factor that is causing all of this excitement. On top of that, the price is not the only thing that has returned. Recent events have resulted in a significant decline. According to reports, a market expert has divulged their forecast on the price of Shiba Inu for the current year. What's more, let me tell you that these figures are not simply impressive, they are really astounding. There was no one who missed this. And at this very moment, investors are going absolutely crazy, wondering if this is the time when everything would switch. However, let's take a moment to slow down for a moment. What are the current events that are taking place on the Shiba Inu cost chart? In the midst of all this excitement, what exactly is going on? Well, one analyst did a wonderful job of breaking it down. They claim that Shiba Inu's behavior is completely unrestrained. Not only is it developing, but it is also breaking out. 2 times, that's right, a double release. That sort of setup that makes savvy traders salivate with excitement and anticipation. At the moment, it is being retested, a classic move leading up to something significant. And the most bizarre part? In the target zone that they are examining, there is the potential for an increase of more than 150%. That is not a trivial task at all. This is a full-fledged lunar mission that has just been released from the kennel. They even stated it themselves. Smart money had smelled it out. If you slept on Shiba Inu previously, now could be the time to carefully rethink. Because of this graph, it's not whispering, it's barking, loud, double breakout, confirmed, retest, happening. Shiba Inu is seeming like it's going to hit full beast mode, but here's the issue. There's something more you need to know. One more expert has recently divulged a significant piece of information on the affairs that are taking place behind the scenes. The number of Shiba Inu that are being held at this very moment is really staggering, as it turns out. Over 537 trillion coins are being discussed here. To be sure, trillion. There is nothing more than waiting in wallets. And what do you think? A total of more than 140,000 people are in possession of those tokens, respectively. Simply said, it is not a number. That is quite a large group. But here is when things start to get interesting. At this very moment, Shiba Inu is moving very near to a crucial price zone, which is a resistance level that has the potential to determine the next significant move for the token. Following a recent increase of about 2%, the price is now inching its way into a highly competitive region where a large number of investors got in earlier in the hopes of achieving a profit. These are the areas that experts refer to as the danger zone. On the other hand, it may also be the launch area in this scenario. If the Shiba Inu is able to make it beyond this stage, it has the potential to set off something explosive. We are already seeing signals that are encouraging. The token's price successfully surpassed its 50-day trend barrier. Furthermore, they were able to overcome a psychological barrier that had previously been difficult to overcome. The fact that the volume is increasing indicates that this is not only random noise. Actually, people are making purchases. Actually, there is a growing need for this. Also, have a look at this. The Relative Strength Index RSI, which is a momentum indicator, is now located above the crucial level that bulls like seeing. This indicates that Shiba Inu is strong, but it has not yet reached its maximum temperature. The true test is just around the corner. We might see a swift move up to the next resistance region, which would be a very significant leap if the price breaks out with solid volume just a bit higher than where it is now. This would be a really significant opportunity. However, even if there is a little decline, support is not too far behind on the horizon. In the lower range, there is a cushion that has been tested in the past and has shown to be resistant to damage. To answer your question, certainly, the way up is not without its obstacles, but the current situation seems to be more positive than it has been in quite some time. The chart seems to be in excellent shape, the volume is increasing, and the community is becoming excited. Given that there are over 500 trillion Shiba Inu coins located in close proximity to that resistance zone, it is possible that we are just one breakout away from entering a significant rally. In addition, it is possible that we may not have to wait for years to see anything significant, since an expert has recently disclosed a prognosis on the price of Shiba Inu that has everyone talking. And to tell you the truth, it's one of those forecasts that causes you to take a moment to pause and ask yourself, wait, are you serious? It's time to get the scoop. Those who are knowledgeable in the cryptocurrency market are now speculating that the price of Shiba Inu may really fall by zero. It would be pushed all the way up to the 0.019 area if that were to happen. Taking a step like that is not merely a huge deal. This is a momentous occasion for everyone who is now holding it. From the current price levels, we are talking about a possible increase of more than 1,000%. Let us dissect it in detail. The Shiba Inu had a significant surge in March 2024, reaching one of its highest peaks in recent years. Since that time, however, it has been a difficult trip. Since reaching their highest point, prices have plummeted by more than 70%. Many individuals were under the impression that the excitement had subsided. Guess what, however? Just now, Shiba Inu shown that it still has some way to go. It participated in the recent relief rally that was driven by Bitcoin and even reached a multi-week high with its price. Without a doubt, the bear got involved and made an attempt to push it back. Retract your steps. The energy, however, it has not disappeared, and this forecast is merely adding fuel to the flames. According to the findings of a study conducted by Finder, which polled 26 of the most prominent crypto experts, Shiba Inu has the potential to reach that 0.0197 figure by the year 2030. At this moment, that is more than 13 times what it is worth. Imagine for a moment that this is the case. If you were to invest a little sum, let's say $2,000, that might potentially grow to approximately $30,000. This is not some kind of meme. That's the truth, and that's just one speculation among many. These timings are somewhat different from those provided by other experts. Some people believe that we may be able to achieve that goal by the year 2031. The year 2027 is the year that some people believe it will occur, but now comes the bit that truly blows people's minds, so here it is. At this point, there are experts and even members of the Shiba Inu ecosystem crew who are of the opinion that this might take place within a few days. They believe that if the circumstances are ideal, Shiba Inu might increase by more than 1,000% in only 3 days. That is not only audacious, it's completely out of control. However, the subject is cryptography. We've seen even more insane things. The Shiba Inu has already shown its wild side in the past. What are we to say that it can't be done this time? Even ChatGPT jumped in, stating that Shiba Inu may reach the similar price objective after the halving of Bitcoin in 2028, which is an event that is often accompanied by significant bull runs. The analysts, the artificial intelligence, the ecosystem insiders, and the market trends are all heading in the same direction at this moment. And what about this? This is a significant development for the neighborhood. In light of the fact that it reveals one thing, Shiba Inu is not finished. The opposite is true. If anything, this is only the beginning of an entirely new wave of influence, and the arrival of it is imminent right now. simply because a significant event occurred on chain inside the last 24 hours. Into the Block reports that about 669 billion Shiba Inu coins were removed from some of the largest pockets on the blockchain. This information comes from the company. Initially, it is possible that individuals will be frightened by that type of outflow. What is this? A dump? When do the whales begin to bail? On the other hand, if you give it some serious thought, it may signify the complete opposite. Mainly due to the fact that despite the fact that we saw that enormous outflow, we also witnessed more than 550 billion coins flowing into other addresses at concurrently. Outflows are somewhat ahead of inflows, as shown by the fact that the net flow ended up being negative by little more than 100 billion. Nevertheless, this is not always a negative indicator. As a matter of fact, this might be the most organized whale activity that we have seen on Shiba Inu in the last several weeks. Furthermore, it is not a random occurrence. The movement of hundreds of billions of coins is not something that whales do for pleasure. Typically, they are aware of something. To put it another way, they believe they do. Now, the most important issue is, do they have any information that we do not have? Exists a connection between this and the price leak? Could this be a mere coincidence? On the other hand, are we going to see the unfolding of something that has already been put into action behind the scenes? Regardless of way you look at it, this is a very bullish situation for Shiba Inu. Everything is falling into place, including the market movement, the forecasts, and the whale actions. It seems as if a significant event is imminent. Additionally, for those of us who are members of the Shiba Inu Society, this may serve as a stirring reminder. We are not at the end of the race. As a matter of fact, it is possible that we are on the brink of a comeback narrative, in the absence of Shiba Inu. Not at this time. When matters are just beginning to heat up, it is not worth it. Even when you take a step back and look at the wider picture, the future of Shiba Inu seems to be really promising. It is essential that the development team is always working to improve. In a tweet, Lucy, who is the chief marketing for Shiba Inu, accurately expressed the situation. "We have constructed our building, and we will proceed with construction. We are going to establish, and the values of the assets will gradually increase, because it is important to keep in mind that people do not trust us. Yet we continue to be here. That encapsulates everything well. Over the course of time, Shiba Inu will be here. Although it is possible that the pricing may change, the fact that the team is concentrating on genuine usefulness, growth, and long-term worth is what will motivate them to go on with this project. The buzz is not the only reason they are involved. They are constructing something that is sturdy. With all of the recent activity, forecasts, and ongoing development, it is abundantly evident that Shiba Inu is more than simply a fad that will only last for a short period of time. The outlook for the future is still positive, and if you have been hanging around, you are a component of something that has the potential to be quite significant. However, what are your thoughts on this matter? Leave a comment down below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.